Planet Earth. Just a couple dudes chilling on the teacups at Disneyland, no big deal. Sam Darnold, Kenneth Walker, just taking in the views on the ride. Saturday, you and Peyton Manning. Was this kind of the plan after the Super Bowl?
Yeah, we did a little teacup action. You got cruised around. Except I wasn't MVP. I didn't get invited. So it was just Peyton.
I was just about to say, I don't remember seeing Jeff.
Yeah,
and
if
Peyton.
I was the MVP, Peyton would have been invited. He was MVP. I didn't. I'm not sure how that works.
I can see you fitting just perfectly right near your own little teacup.
At the time, I would have filled that teacup up for sure. Two of us wouldn't have fit in that cup.
There's
I
no
was
way.
A large human for sure.
No way that teacup
You
would
look
be
good
moving
now,
with
man.
that
You
much
look good.
speed.
Yeah,
right
It'd be
there.
very slow with
Just
no
like
spins.
grinding to a
Spinning
halt.
That's right.
slowly and
Valentine's
All the
Day
kids crying. Who is he?
is fast
That's it.
approaching. Let's play a little game we like to call Makeup or Breakup in the NFL. Graz, we're going to begin with you. Max Crosby, should he and the Raiders make up or break up?
It sounds like it's going to be a breakup. It sounds like Max Crosby wants to try and play somewhere else. So, look, the Raiders should be able to get a lot for him. Still 28 years old, high-level edge rusher. Yes, coming off of injury, surgery, etc., but he should be fine, and I think it'd be a good way for the Raiders to start a little bit of a reset.
J-Mac, similar question, but we're going to focus on Kyler Murray in the Cardinals. Makeup or breakup?
I'm going to say break up, and you do it before Valentine's Day so you don't have to buy the expensive gift. This is a situation where both parties just look at each other and say, you know what? You've grown in a different direction, and so have I. We're trying to make a change in Arizona with LaFleur coming in as the head coach. I think it is time for Kyler Murray to get a new picture, some new scenery to further his career. I think there are going to be some teams that could be interested in Kyler Murray as their quarterback.
The Cardinals already bought the gift. It's about a $100 million gift. That's going to be hard. That's a hard one to
Don't
stomach.
buy another gift.
Okay.
Saturday, let's go to Philadelphia. Should A.J. Brown and the Eagles make up or break up?
I'm the only positive guy. We're staying together through Valentine's Day, baby. We're keeping this thing together. We're making up. Howie's in the house. We got Sirianni in there. We got new offensive coordinators. We got new offensive line coaches. Let's bring it all together, hone it in. Don't let go of one of the best in our business to go somewhere else. I think they make up in this deal.
Speaking of A.J. Brown, he hopped on Micah Parsons' podcast and spoke about Philly's shortcomings in 2025 and the changes coming to the offense next season.
What could go wrong?
We have great leaders in our locker room, and I'm fortunate to be a part of that, especially on offense. And we do have a lot of talent, but talent gets us nowhere. Sometimes change is not a bad thing. I have the utmost respect for KP. He to me, he did a tremendous job, and he has a great heart. But I'm excited for the season. I'm excited for what's to come. So.
All right, problem solved. Doesn't sound like a player who's necessarily dying to leave Philadelphia. What are you hearing?
No, I think it could go either way, honestly. I don't think the Eagles are eager to trade him, but if he were to make it known behind the scenes that he wanted to be somewhere else, I think, they feel like they might be able to get something for him. So it's this one's a difficult one to predict. I can sit here and tell you I'm pretty sure Kyler Murray's not going to be a Cardinal next year. I don't really have a sense of how it breaks down with A.J. Brown and the Eagles. I think it's a relationship that could be mended, certainly, but also, we have seen enough and heard enough from A.J. Brown to indicate that things haven't always been rosy there. So hate to give a non-answer, but it's early in the offseason.
Yeah, I agree. And listen, for the guy who, 2 years ago was reading books on the sideline and this past year could not have been, doing social media more for his boy KP. It sounds like that was not the greatest help. So
he tried his best.
Yeah, I mean, So whatever that sounds like, you hope. If you're an Eagle, it opens up your offense. It opens up your run game. It opens up for Devonta Smith. It opens up for your tight. He is a key piece in this offense. So if you can, anything you can do to keep him in-house and keep him happy, I think that's what you try to do.
That's the thing to keep in mind. The Eagles would need to know who replaces him, right?
Exactly.
It isn't like the Seahawks can trade DK Metcalf because they know what Jackson Smith and Jigba is about to be. I don't think the Eagles feel like there's a one-for-one replacement.
That's right.
If there's an opportunity, which team should have this guy circled?
If I'm Brandon Beane, the general manager of the Buffalo Bills, I'm looking at this situation coming off of what just happened, firing Sean McDermott, you're elevating Joe Brady there as your head coach. This is an opportunity to get a wide receiver in the building for Josh Allen to throw the ball to. So, yes, if I'm Brandon Beane, I am calling Howie Roseman and saying, hey, AJ, I know you guys went through some things throughout the course of the season. He's saying all the right things, but if there's anything that goes down, let me be your first call to bring him over to Buffalo.
Have you listened to Brandon Beane? Receiver, we don't need that, though. We're good.
That was after he
We're good.
That was after he exhausted all options.
Oh, okay,
and nobody
okay.
gave him
Yeah.
one. Now it's like we're all set.
Okay.
I mean, you played the other side. You know what it's like to defend these guys. If you're Dallas, New York, Washington, you'd probably very much like to see Philly trade this guy, would you not?
Oh, absolutely. And listen, for Philly, that's the thing. You have a brand new offensive coordinator. It is a new day in Philadelphia after what they went through last year offensively. You have to try to work this out with A.J. Brown. To me, you can't look at this and now in February say, yeah, we're probably going to try to move on. There would have to be something that happens throughout the course of the offseason that shows that he doesn't want to be there. You keep a player like that. When you're trying to win the Super Bowl right now, as Philly is, you can't just let him walk out the building.
The switch at coordinator, do you think, Graz, moving into next season, it's going to kind of ease the tension that we had from the past year?
I think it'll open things up in terms of, your ability to be optimistic. I think by the middle of this past season, things were seeming pretty grim about the offense in Philadelphia. And with some new blood in there, I think, there's plenty of opportunity in the offseason to say, oh, yeah, this is exciting. They're going to use me this way.
Phase.
We're going to do these things. Absolutely.
And this is listen, with Jeff Stoutland, the offensive line coach who stepped down or stepped away, this is going to be a massive overhaul for Philly. So this is not just going to be a one piece. Like they're selling this to everybody. They're selling it to linemen, to AJ, to Hurts. Everybody has to buy in. This is a completely different system.
Andre, Graz, we start with you, and we start with the Atlanta Falcons. What should they do at quarterback?
Honestly, they should try and figure out a way to get Kirk Cousins back. They've restructured his contract in such a way that they pretty much have to release him, but that doesn't prevent them from bringing him back on a different deal. He played for Kevin Stefanski in Minnesota, the new Falcons head coach. They know each other. We don't know what the status is of Michael Penix's recovery from injury. Cousins finished the season as a starter. It would make some sense for them to find a way to reunite.
Heading south to Miami, J-Mac, what should the Dolphins do at quarterback?
Doesn't look like Tua Tagovailoa is going to be back. I'm assuming this. I would say, hey, if you're Jeff Hafley, you just spent the last 2 years going against Malik Willis every single day in practice, him running the scout team. You've gotten to see his development there under LaFleur. Why not bring him over as a free agent and see what he can do with your offense with Bobby Sloak as the offensive coordinator?
Love that, too.
Final one. It's a question, Jeff, we've been asking every year for 30 years. What should the Browns do at quarterback?
Crush this one, huh? I mean, look, I think it's going to be Sanders. I think it's going to be Gabriel and Deshaun Watson. I think will be the three that they let compete once OTAs begin. They're going to let them all battle it out, let everybody see who the best of the best is, and hopefully build around there. But this thing has been an absolute disaster. And I thought the Sanders, as he began to progress throughout the season, gave him a chance to actually go prove himself, which is always good. Gabriel the same. And now you'll have Deshaun Watson coming back from, I don't remember the last time he played, like 5 years, 4 years ago, whatever.
It was a couple.
It's been a while.
Last time he played well.
Those are different
answers.
for sure.
Very different answers. Speaking of Cleveland, Micah Parsons, the Defensive Player of the Year, asked Myles Garrett, or I should say that Defensive Player of the Year, if Shedeur was going to be the Browns' starting quarterback next season. Here's how he responded.
Do y'all have the guy? Is Shedeur the guy?
That's what we're looking at as a guy. We're going to give him a shot to prove that he's a guy. So we're not going to give anyone that title until they go out there and earn it. And he was the last person to be on the field, and